Hey YouTube, I'm doing outstanding. Welcome back to the podcast. I still need to come up with a name for that. Today I'm here with Jembawls. Say hi.
Hello.
So
Hi.
you work on Satisfactory, right?
That's right. I
So
do.
what all do you do for Satisfactory?
So I was a programmer for many years on Satisfactory, and then now I do community management pretty much full time.
And
So yeah,
community management is just like managing like what Twitter feeds and things like that, or I honestly don't know.
yeah. So it's social media. So yeah, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, Reddit. It's also answering a lot of questions and a lot of DMs as well.
Gotcha.
And also, like even with the Discord, I think it's important that I try to find the time to hang out on there as well because a lot of people like to see a developer there.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Yeah, so there's those things, and then there's some like extra stuff behind the scenes, planning certain things and relaying information from the community, doing a lot of marketing stuff, working on loot.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Well, I have to say, what the only things that has ever annoyed me in Satisfactory is that little gas cloud right near like the uh, one of the primary spawn points.
yes.
I'm sure that's a common one.
Uh, I don't hear it too much, but I'm pretty sure our level designers probably did that very, very intentionally.
Oh, I don't doubt that. It definitely makes it a lot harder to just live in that area because you can't just
Yeah,
expand infinitely.
no,
Um,
no.
so, how did you get into game design and all that to begin with?
Yeah, so I studied programming at like a tech college kind of thing, and then I went into university.
Mm,
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So like, there was always kind of like that desire to do, excuse me, to do game development
mm.
from an early age, from like 12 years old. I would mess around on some programs. But yeah, I didn't take it seriously until I was like 19, and I just studied, and then really tried hard to get into games. It was tough, but I did a lot of web development and software development beforehand, which got my skills up,
Mm.
my general skills up, and then yeah, I went into games.
All right. So, I believe Satisfactory is through Coffee Stain, right?
Yeah.
So, are you like solely part of Satisfactory, or are you like bigger part of Coffee Stain, or?
Yeah, so this studio is the that I work at is Coffee Stain Studios, and that one is the original Coffee Stain Studios. Now the brand Coffee Stain actually has three studios in it and a publishing arm, so they're all different things. But so I work for Coffee Stain Studios, which is developing Satisfactory. So pretty much right now I only work with Satisfactory, but I did some Goat Simulator back in the day, and I'll work on whatever's going to be in the future. So
Yeah, I've only owned those two games. I know they've made others, but
hmm.
not quite as big as those two, I think.
No, no, yeah. I recommend Sanctum 2. It's a very, very good game.
Is
Way
that
better
like?
than Goat Simulator.
Oh, I'm sure. What
Yeah,
exactly is Sanctum?
Sanctum and Sanctum 2, they're first-person tower defense games. And you
Ooh,
know that this was made many years ago, like 8 years ago was the first one.
that still sounds like fun.
Um, it's really, really fun, and it's co-op with your friends, so up to four
Ooh.
players. And yeah, you just got like waves of monsters, and your turrets need to defend, but you also have a large impact on how successful the waves are as well. So it's really tough.
Hmm.
And then the second one has like a nice story to go with it as well, and the maps are really pretty and really beautiful. So I highly recommend that. I think. In my opinion, I think it's the most fun game that Coffee Stain has ever done. It's the reason I wanted to work for Coffee Stain.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, it's more my game than Satisfactory.
Oh,
Is
absolutely.
all
Yeah,
I mean. Yeah.
I think
Um,
Satisfactory just happened to be right up my alley because I had already been
hmm,
playing just tons of Factorio, and I was just like,
yeah.
"You would be really cool if this were 3D." And I,
And
I
then
tried my hand at making my own, but it was just terrible because I was using Game Maker,
oh
which
yeah.
which is nowhere near intended for that.
No, it's not. And it's hard, man. Like adding
Uh,
that third dimension
yeah,
has
definitely.
created so many design problems. It is
Oh, I can't even
it's
imagine.
unbelievable how difficult it is. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, after many years, we've overcome a lot of them. So
I think
yeah.
one of the few things I think would make the game better is randomly generated worlds. I mean, is there
hmm
any particular reason you guys settled with like a very specific world that was designed?
Yeah, so initially we started with procedural worlds,
Hmm.
and we decided to can it, and mostly it was because they will never be as good or tightly tuned
Hmm.
as a handcrafted world. And now, our world is beautiful, and every single inch of it is carefully crafted. Well, some of it isn't finished yet, um, but we found that to be better, both aesthetically, but also for gameplay. Things can be tuned exactly to the way that we want it. We fully understand the desire for a procedurally generated planet. Uh, Totally sounds awesome to us as well. But
Hmm.
we've taken this route first, and maybe we'll do something about it later, or maybe even just randomization of spawn points or something like that can go a long way
No.
for creating replayability, I suppose, for some.
Yeah.
But
Well,
a
because
lot of
I've
people
seen
seem
some
to,
people who have just put just hundreds of hours into the game already, and like
yeah,
they're already bored with it. I was like, dude, I've hardly discovered the map to begin with.
yeah. I can't find my way around the map. And I've had someone play 1,200 hours, and
Jesus.
the way we found out about this person was they said that they played 1,200 hours on one save.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
and they're like, "Oh, my game is crashing." We're like, "Okay," and so we looked at it, and the crash message was too many objects. That's all the engine had to say. There are just too many objects.
Jesus Christ.
So we're like, all right, well, we gotta find a way to fix this.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I know I was playing a multiplayer world with my buddy, and it just started crashing after only like maybe
yeah,
25 hours in.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's a bit strange.
well, that was an
Well,
earlier version too, so it's probably been
right.
fixed by now.
Okay. Yeah, we still get issues like that, especially with multiplayer.
Yeah,
Multiplayer is incredibly finicky. We describe it as a boat that's leaking, and there's little holes, and you stick your finger in one hole, and then another one appears.
yeah.
Like
Oh
that
man,
kind of weird
that
situation.
I think there was definitely a
Um,
lot more of like smaller issues that weren't game breaking, but just looked bad because there was like
yeah, yeah.
problems with like items just simply wouldn't appear for the second player.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So yeah, those things are pretty bad. We've been working pretty hard on fixing a lot of those
yeah.
things, but they just keep popping up.
Well,
But
absolutely.
yeah, well, one major thing though is uh, if we had dedicated servers, which is something that we may have by the end of the year.
Oh wow.
Um, if we had dedicated servers, it may alleviate a lot of these because when the host plays, it's very taxing on their computer
Absolutely.
um, to host the game and then play the game. And then if that happens on the host computer, then the client is going to start failing to get packages in time because the host computer is backed up, and then everything goes to shit. So it definitely gets worse in that sense as well. So hopefully, dedicated servers will remove a lot of those issues.
I mean, that sounds. I didn't even know that was on the radar to begin with. That
Oh,
sounds
for sure,
amazing.
it's 100% necessary.
Yeah.
We believe, yeah. So it's 100% coming, and we've said I said in the recent video that we're either going to do dedicated servers and or mod supports by the end of the year is our goal.
So, I mean, other than
Yeah,
dedicated servers, I mean, is there any plan to maybe give out like a headless server type thing, like they do for Minecraft and Factorio?
yeah. I think that's what we sort of think. That's what
Gotcha.
we're planning on with the dedicated servers, and we've even had some folks reach out to us to host some servers
Oh, I mean, I'm
because
sure
we're
there's
not.
plenty of room for that.
Yeah. So we won't host any ourselves, but there may be other services that will, and then of course anyone else can just, if they've got a spare PC
Yeah.
or a server at home, they can host it on there.
I just don't know how well the game is going to be able to handle, a gratuitous amount of people. Not necessarily
Yeah,
at one time, but like the gameplay itself does not exactly lend itself to maybe more than like four people, in my opinion.
yeah. Well, we only officially support 4 people, one
Right.
to four
Well,
officially, but we leave it open for people to be able to add more people. Someone made a video with they tried to add, I think it was 32 people in,
Jesus.
and tried to see how far they could get to
What
before it
what do you
crashed.
even do with 32 people?
No, I don't think you do anything with 32 people.
That's I love people's ability to take an engine and just run in the complete opposite direction of
Yeah,
what people had intended it for.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like making computers in Minecraft. You know, that's just insane.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I saw
it,
someone make a bass guitar.
yeah, I saw somebody make a fully
Incredible.
working Game Boy Advance.
Oh my gosh.
Seth Bling made a fully working cell phone that he actually
Yes,
called somebody with.
I was about to say that.
Like, it was
Yeah, yeah,
insane. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
they've done some amazing stuff. So
yeah.
that actually does bring me to a point, and it may have already been added. I think the last update I played was the trains.
Mhm.
But is there any plans for maybe some sort of logic system to be put in the game?
Um, I don't know what the plans are on that specifically, which basically means that I've not heard of plans, which basically means there are no plans at the moment, or
Right.
they're too far in the future for me to know
Gotcha.
about them. So I'm not sure.
Because, God, I can't imagine what a Satisfactory computer would look like.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know it's it sounds people would run real far with it, but you know
Oh,
what? Like if we
absolutely.
have mod support, it's possible that someone comes up with a mod that does it as well. Who
And
knows?
I am excited for that. I don't. Ooh, God, I can't imagine mod support without a workshop like Steam has.
Hmm. Well, we do have the modders right now have already made mods for the game, even though there's
Okay.
no support for it. And so they're it's hard for them. They're really pushing rubbing against the grain there.
Yeah,
But they're doing really great work. They've created a lot of awesome tools. So hopefully, if we
yeah,
enable them to have official mod support, then a lot of cool stuff will come through. And so, despite not
absolutely.
having a workshop, they're still finding ways to
Well, I
mod the
mean,
game
yeah,
and to yeah,
I remember playing Minecraft back in the early days, and
yeah.
it was so difficult back then. You had to open up the jar file and replace all these files that you didn't understand.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was just a kid at the time too, because I mean, I'm only
yeah,
21 right now, so it's like Minecraft came out 10 years ago. I would have been like 11, trying to figure
yeah,
out
yeah,
all this programming stuff I didn't understand.
yeah, yeah,
And so I'd
yeah.
imagine it's a similar thing to what's going on right now, but I love
Probably.
the fact that you guys are leaning into the mod support because obviously, mods are really what build a game. I doubt
Yeah,
Skyrim would be anywhere near what it is now if it
sure,
weren't for that.
sure. Yeah, like how
So,
is that game even still alive without mods if it didn't have it, right?
right, didn't it come out
Yeah,
in like November 2011?
yeah, something like that,
Jesus.
right? I mean, it's a great game, but like
Yeah.
8 years later,
I
there
played
were
it
no
in VR
mods. Yeah.
recently and it's
Oh yeah.
not great.
Well, yeah. Um, so yeah,
But
hopefully that's going to be good, and hopefully some kind of I can't remember. Epic does have a roadmap which
mm,
says what they plan on working on, and I don't remember about like a workshop style system.
yeah.
It would be nice if something like that pops up, but
Well, Satisfactory is the only game I own on Epic to begin with.
right. Yeah.
So, I think that goes for probably a lot of people.
You'd be surprised. I think there's many, 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 many people who
Mm,
are buying the other games because
maybe
there are
I'm just
quite a few
stingy.
games. Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I tend to.
Steam's comfy.
Yeah, Steam is comfy.
Yeah,
But I don't think that's necessarily the restriction. I think it's just they don't have as many games
no,
right
they don't.
now. I have been told that they kind of give out games every week or something like that.
Yeah, free games or whatever. Yeah,
I just haven't looked into it.
yeah. I think I no, I actually don't know that for sure, so I'm not going to say that. Never
No,
mind.
it's
Moving
okay.
on.
It's all good.
Yeah.
To I was trying to like leeway into the not leeway. There's other words for this.
Yeah.
VR. Do you think
Uh-huh.
there's any possibility for virtual reality for Satisfactory at all?
Possibility, sure. When? No idea. It's
That's a lot
that
further
is
out, probably.
yeah, that is something that is quite frankly, honestly, super low on our priority list. Like, of course, it would create a good experience for those who like VR, but ultimately, there is so many things we still have to do for Satisfactory.
Oh yeah,
And VR is just not one of those things that will enhance gameplay for everyone. It would just enhance the experience for some. That's all.
that is
So
true. Yeah.
yeah, so I think it's it would be cool. Like imagine like looking up at a huge factory in VR.
Oh god,
Super cool.
it'd be
Um,
amazing.
one of those spiders running at you
Nope,
in
I have it set to
VR.
cat.
Yeah, I set mine to cat as well. The cat running at you, that's also terrifying.
So, I
Yeah.
have noticed that. Oh God, I can't even remember what the creature was. There was some sort of, I think it was like a dog-like creature or something that I ran into out in
Uh-huh.
the forest somewhere.
Uh-huh.
What is that intended to be?
Dog-like creature. Is that the hog?
I don't know.
Is it
It's
like
not
this?
it's not a villain. It's
Oh, the lizard doggo, the little
yes.
orange dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
It
lizard
just runs
doggo.
away. I mean, am I able to tame those?
You can.
Oh, okay,
You can tame it. You got
interesting.
to give it a berry.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I was just trying to get it to follow me somehow.
Yeah, yeah. So if you give it a berry and then you pet it, it starts
Gotcha,
following you. Currently,
gotcha.
there's no way to stop it from following you apart from like killing it. So, and then it picks things up for you as well. So you can check on it every now and then. And it's got like a little item. And it's funny because some people send me videos of their lizard doggo just somehow carrying uranium and following them around.
Oh
And so they're
God.
getting hurt by the radiation. They're like, dude, lizard doggo's killing me.
Oh man, that reminds me. So one of the mod creators made some sort of world editor, and people kept joking about like hiding their uranium under the entire planet so that they didn't have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's.
Oh man,
If only we could do that in real life.
right? Yeah. No,
Well, I guess we
I've
want the uranium, but not
I
the
think that
waste.
was one of the comments on the subreddit too. It's just like, oh yeah, if only.
Hmm.
um, oh man. Uh, so as far as just gaming in general, in your free time, do you tend to play video games?
Yeah, never stop with video games. So it's like I work with games, go home, and I play games
Yeah, that sounds about right.
constantly. Yeah.
So, is there any particular game that stands out to you, or?
Um, at the moment, I'm playing a lot of Dota 2.
Hmm.
But before that, it was RuneScape, and then on the side, I play other things. I'm playing Final Fantasy 12 as well. I love playing the Yakuza games. I love. I played Life is Strange on stream recently. I also stream, so I'm also playing Evoland 2. Yeah, I play a bunch of different things.
Hmm.
I don't really have a specific type of game that I like. It's more like if a game is doing what it wants to do well, then I'm interested.
Hmm.
Like I don't really like first-person shooters, but I'll play a first-person shooter
Yeah.
if there's something interesting about it, something where I'm like, oh, that's worth a try, or oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah, with my channel, I try to upload every day, and so far I have, and so it leads to me playing a lot of different types of games.
Yeah.
And I just actually recorded a couple of episodes of Spore, which is, I'm sure you've at
Oh
least
yeah.
heard of it, but oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, of
god,
course, yeah.
we need a modern version of this game.
I never played it back in the day,
What?
unfortunately. Yeah, I never
Oh my
played it.
god, have you
It
played
was
it
like
now?
such a big deal. No, I still haven't.
Oh my god, you need to buy
It,
it right now
yeah.
and play it because it
All
is,
right.
even with the outdated graphics, it is amazing. It's, so I don't know how much you know about it, but you kind of go through evolution starting as a
Yeah.
literal single cell organism and going through to space age, and it is something else
And
entirely.
isn't it like procedural, like evolution? So your thing's all weird and shit.
Well, so you get to
Is
choose
that
how
right?
to evolve. You get to
Oh, okay.
attach parts to this creature that you mold throughout time, and as you battle or befriend people, you get to learn different parts so that you can add different
I
types
see.
of limbs and things. And you get to choose to either be like full carnivorous and evil, or you could be like full vegan and friendly, or you could go omnivoric all the way through. And
Right.
there's just so
That
much
sounds
to
cool.
that game.
Yeah.
It's
Is it on the Epic Store though?
Uh, well, I don't know. I can't
No,
say
it's
for sure.
probably not. Yeah, it's on Steam. Yeah.
I know for sure it's on Steam.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool.
And I think you can also buy it through the company that owns it right now, whatever EA uses,
Okay.
because I think they have their own special software. But
Oh, Origin maybe.
yeah, yeah. So I think you
Yeah.
can get Spore through Origin as well, but definitely worth getting. Technically, you could also buy it on disc if you could even find that anywhere. But
What's a disc?
I don't have a disk drive in my computer anymore, so.
No, me neither. Yeah.
But yeah, the disc version is outdated and cannot be updated, so I wouldn't suggest
Oh.
doing that.
No, that sounds like a bad idea.
But one of the cool features in the game is even after all these years, you can actually see other people's creations in your world walking around.
Oh,
And you
that's
can interact
cool.
with them, and it's really damn cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Um,
I gotta
but
check this out. I gotta check this out.
yeah, no, it's an amazing game. And personally, it's just so cool to watch your creation go from single cell to small little creature to village to city up into space, and then you're traveling throughout the galaxy. And I feel like No Man's Sky definitely embraces the space stage part of the game. So now we just need them to, make it the rest of the game.
Right. Yeah, just tell them, just go and do it. Just go and make the rest of the game. Just go
Yeah,
on.
exactly. Buy it from EA and just remake it with modern graphics.
Just do it. Yeah. It'll just take a couple minutes.
Exactly. Oh man, no, it really is a stunning game though. Easily one of my all-time favorites. I think it was one of the first video games other than like Pokemon that I ever played.
Oh yeah. Pokemon. Oh.
So
good shit.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Gold and silver.
I was more referring to Pokemon specific.
Shit,
but that
Bulbasaur.
is a good game.
Bulbasaur.
Gotcha. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
We
Charmander.
were talking about the games. Yeah, anyway. You're a Charmander?
I prefer Charmander, yes.
Wow. You know what that says about you? It's like star signs.
Well, I think it was a little influenced being that Fire Red was my first Pokemon game ever. So,
Yeah, okay.
a little bit influenced there.
Mm.
But, yeah. Gold and Silver, easily the
Oh
best
my
Pokemon
God.
games, though.
I'm just showing my age right now. Like, the first Pokemon game I played was, like, Red and Blue, right?
Yeah.
It's 20 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, I was born in 98, so...
Yikes, dude. I was 87. Maybe you're my son. You could be my son all this time. I didn't lose him.
No, my parents were born in 77 and 76, I think. So, you're close, but not quite.
Mm.
So, you just play a whole bunch of different types of games. Is there a specific console that you prefer?
Yeah, I prefer the PS4. I like playing PS4. That's my jams. I never owned an Xbox, but I guess I like a lot of Japanese games would come out on PS4, and so I'd play some of them, or I kind of liked some of the like the Sony exclusive companies, developers who their games would come out on PS4, like Last of Us, for example, with Naughty Dog. So
I am
tend to get
really.
PS4s.
I'm really terrible with consoles, and my friends hate it because I owned a PS4 for probably about 4 days before I returned it. I owned a Switch for about 3 days before I returned it. And I've owned like 8 Xbox Ones, and I just keep returning them.
Why?
Because,
like, you're literally the only person on the planet that does that. You realize that. No one else does that.
So I've been told. Basically, what will happen is I'll play it for a while, and then I'll set down the controller and not pick it up for like a month and a half. And I'm like, well, now it's just collecting dust. May as well return it.
Huh.
Well,
weird.
Sell it or return it if that's possible. But
yeah.
My main reason for like the PlayStation 4 was that I just didn't like the UI, which is a really basic reason to return it.
No, the UI is garbage. I'm with you there. It's complete garbage.
And then, as far as the Switch goes, I bought it like the day prior to the Sword and Shield announcement that it wasn't going to have all the Pokemon. And then the announcement came out, I was like, well, now I don't want Sword and Shield, so I don't need the Switch. So I finished up Pokemon Let's Go and returned it.
Well,
but
I need a Switch. I haven't got one yet. I still want to play Breath of the Wild, and there's something else that I forgot. But yeah,
Tetris 99, easily one of the best Switch games out there.
Tetris, huh?
Tetris 99 specifically.
Why? What's this special about that one?
It's like PUBG mixed with Tetris.
The fuck?
Yeah, I know that sounds ridiculous. It's not a first-person shooter form, but it is 99 people all playing Tetris at the same time against each other. And like when you get lines, it sends those lines to other people and like makes their game harder. And it's a lot more fun than it sounds.
Interesting.
but it is a Switch exclusive, and it is the only game that I miss from having a Switch.
Huh.
Granted, I didn't try Breath of the Wild, but I'm sure I would have loved that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying that one day when I buy a Switch. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah. I'm primarily a PC gamer.
Yep.
I would assume the same thing goes for you, simply because of what you do.
Am primarily. Yeah.
Have you heard of BeamNG Drive?
No, I have not.
So, I would suggest checking that one out as well. It's a simulator for like hyper-realistic physics for cars.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's got like soft body physics, so if like you crash the right side of your car, the right side gets dented and all that fancy mumbo jumbo. But those are the types of games that I prefer to play, and I've got like 400 hours in that, and that's I guess I don't play games that much, because 400 hours is nothing compared to that dude who played for 1,200.
Yeah. So that's sounds fun though. I played Dota for 2,000 hours now.
Jesus.
This is a bit nuts.
I diversify. Because I've got like over an hour in over 200 games, but
yikes.
Like, it's really spread out.
Oh, I played another game recently called A Plague Tale.
I haven't heard of that.
I think you have, or
I have not.
Okay, I think it's a game that was heavily inspired by The Last of Us. But you play as like this woman and her, and you have to escort her little brother around to do some shit. But it was really fun because really nice setting. Characters were interesting, and you got to fight humans, but also these like hordes of rats that are afraid of light, and so you have to like try to get through these hordes of rats with a torch or whatever. Really, really fun game. Really nice story. So it's expensive though. I think it's like $60, but I still recommend it.
Recently, I've been playing a lot of like VR games. There's one called Pavlov, and it's just a generic shooter, really. But the modding community obviously goes crazy with it. And somebody recreated one of the Call of Duty or Black Ops 1 zombie maps with zombies in it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna totally butcher this because I don't speak German, but the map is called Nacht der Untoten, which is like Night of the Undead.
Okay.
And, oh my god, I've never seen such a perfect recreation of the map in VR before. It was really cool to, like, watch the zombies come in through the windows in first. It was just something else.
Weird.
Zombie games in general, I think, are much scarier in VR.
Yeah, that sounds like the case.
I can't play it at night. Just not gonna happen.
I can't play scary games at all.
I hate scary games.
Yep.
I stick to like GTA 5 and BeamNG Drive and Satisfactory and No Man's Sky. Just really light-hearted, open-world style games.
Hmm.
Oh,
yes.
Man. I'm trying to think of something else to talk about. So, was there anything in particular that inspired the creation of Satisfactory?
I think it was Factorio. It was Factorio and I think Subnautica, I think.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because I do know that one of the guys who created, the initial idea for Satisfactory, I know that at that time, he was just on this massive Factorio bender. He just couldn't stop. So I think that's one of the things that that's just sort of kickstarted the idea, and then it was a hit with everyone here in the office. The prototype. We could in the office we couldn't stop playing. So then we're like, all right, this is our game.
Oh man, I remember when I first got introduced to Factorio. It was dangerous.
Yeah.
I was at a friend's house up in Alaska, and my friends were just like, "Do not touch the computer. The game is crack. Do not go near it." I was like,
literal
whatever. Crap, I don't believe you guys. So I sat down, and I don't think I stood back up for like 40 hours.
Yeah. It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
I fucking love Factorio. It's an amazing game, and that does remind me of another mod for Satisfactory that somebody made. It's there was some sort of like inventory linking mod so that you could play Satisfactory and Factorio and Minecraft all at the same time and transfer items in between them.
What?
Yeah, it was so interesting. I mean,
How?
it was primarily a Minecraft mod because you had to send Factorio into Minecraft and then Minecraft into Satisfactory to do it right.
Right, right.
But it was one of the craziest mods I've ever played around with.
Holy crap.
I don't have any links or anything to it, but I'm sure you could find it pretty easily by Googling it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
oh man, it was a lot of fun because you could just like mine out, stone or whatever in Minecraft, send it through to one or the other, and build with it. And
That's really cool.
it was a lot of fun, and you could easily just send iron way easier from Satisfactory into Minecraft. Because it's not exactly the same amount of time for mining there.
No.
People have done some crazy things.
Cool. Yeah, I need to check out more of what the modding community's done. I haven't seen everything that they're doing.
I have hardly breached the surface.
As have they.
Oh god, once you guys get mod support in there, I can't even imagine what they'll do.
No, it's gonna be nuts.
Oh man. How long do you think it'll be until somebody makes ray tracing for it?
Oh, I don't know. Sooner than I expect, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was looking at, there's a very famous ray tracing pack for Minecraft, made by Sonic Ether. I was looking at it, I was like, oh my god, these are the best graphics I've ever seen in anything ever. It looks so damn good.
I have actually seen that.
Well, not the NVIDIA ones. Those are coming out later, but someone made one for Java version of Minecraft, and he's been doing it since like 2016.
I think I have seen that. It was a while ago that I saw it.
Yeah, I'm sure I can send you a picture.
Yeah, sure.
But, oh my god, it just looks absolutely stunning. But I was looking at this dude's Patreon, and he makes like $60,000 a month.
Oh, damn.
For a Minecraft shader pack.
What the hell?
Right? It's like,
Holy
that sounds
crap.
like I'm in the wrong,
Yeah, me too, man.
It's just, and even assuming that Patreon takes like half of that, I don't know exact numbers, but like that's still a lot of, that's more than enough money to keep making a Minecraft mod.
yeah, for sure.
And it really does look amazing. I'm trying to scroll through here to see if I can find a picture of it that I took. Oh, here we go. I'll just copy this over and send it to you. They'll be able to see it as well. So,
okay.
There we go. That is one picture I took in just like some puddle in Minecraft. And it just looks insane.
I'm on my phone. Oh, here we are. Okay.
Like it doesn't even look.
Damn.
It does not look like Minecraft, does it?
No. That's really cool.
This is another one. And this is just like of a spawn that somebody built.
Man.
It's
pretty.
Yeah, isn't it? Oh my god. And I just love the amount of work that goes into like making the metal actually look like metal.
Yeah.
This one that I'm about to send you is just like a really basic one, but so what we're looking at here is a golden pressure plate, and you can see if you
the reflection.
Well, you can see not just the reflection, but there's like cuts in the gold that reflect differently, since it is ray tracing.
Oh yeah.
And it just looks absolutely amazing, especially bouncing around in the game, even at 60 FPS. It's just like, my god.
Does this run at 60 FPS?
Yeah, I have a 2060 in my computer, so
yeah,
I'm able to run it at like 40. But I know people who can run it at 60 for sure.
That's crazy.
But
Can't
even
wait
then,
for that tech to develop more, and when we're just using that as the norm, it's going to be great.
I mean, yeah, for right now, it's kind of stuck to these RTX cards, but once AMD takes the road with it as well and makes a cheaper form of it, I'd be surprised if more developers don't take control.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we're going on 35 minutes now, so it's probably a decent time to end it. Thank you so much for doing this.
No problem. Thanks for inviting me on. I had a nice chat. Had fun.
Yeah, it was super cool, and I mean, just getting to talk to one of the programmers and somebody who works with the crew is just super cool. So,
I'm glad you enjoyed the call.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Have a good one.